Hi Horizon, here we go with another SMART lesson. This is ArtsmART, and we're going to work on a sculpture today, which using a bar of soap. So using a bar of soap, we're going to make a sculpture today. Here's kind of a complete example to share. It's a fish that's on the bar of soap. Now note the bar of soap is still here and it's a fish within that. So if you want, when you take these home, you can finish it so that it looks like the full shape of the fish without the rest of the bar of soap on it. But I recommend that while you do this in class that we're gonna work on the top part of the bar of soap and work our way down and carve out so that you don't necessarily just walk away with a fish shape, but you have the fish shape sitting on top of the soap, okay? So how do we start off? Well, you guys are going to get a bar of soap. Everybody's going to get a bar of soap, and it's an ivory soap. Ivory is a certain kind of soap that's soft enough for us to carve. So step one, you're going to have your carving tool, and you're going to see there's the carving end and there's a pointy end. You want the carving end. And you are going to smooth out the ivory name. Okay, so you don't want the words. So this will give you practice with using this medium. And then what you want to do is just use this tool and quickly and carefully, just thinly, kind of carve out the words ivory so that you don't necessarily see that. You don't want that in your art, okay? So you're gonna carve that out of the bar of soap, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do that on both sides. So this is another one that's done. And then you can see I've done it on the other side too. So these both sides. So that's step one, is to get used to the medium and carve out the words ivory in your soap, okay? Step two, we're going to work with our lines and shape. Okay, step two. You've been given these little pieces of paper, okay, and you can draw a shape on these pieces of paper in your design, or you can freehand it on your soap if you wish. But in this case, I'm showing you what to do. If you draw it on the piece of paper, you just put the piece of paper onto the bar of soap, the ivory soap, you just put it on there, and you use the pointy end, and you're gonna trace over, and you can even trace hard so it kind of rips the paper, that's okay. And then when you move it away, you can see that it's made an indent of the shape, okay, that you have. Keep your shapes simple. Something like a fish, you know, a flower, a sun, a bear, a face, a heart, a moon, whatever, something simple shapes, okay? So think about those shapes, the elements of design. And if you think of the elements of art, there's lines and shapes. Use those simple things. Don't do something too complicated on your first soap, okay? Start with that. If you want, you can try to freehand it. This is a freehand that I'm doing with a sun. So if you want, I didn't use paper on this. You just get the pointy end. Again, step two, you just trace out a circle using your freehand, and then you can kind of sketch out lines like right here in it, and just go ahead and sketch out lines, okay? And then and then you're gonna use, just like erosion, you're gonna wipe it off, just like you're eroding off and you're carving off. You can sketch your design if you want in step two, okay? Step three is where you're gonna do all your carving, okay? And the trick is to start on the top and the outside. So I'll use this heart one I'm working on, which is kind of fun. So I use the pointy end to carve and to sketch the heart, okay? And what I've already started doing, as you can see, is I'm just kind of starting to carve away at it. And what that means is from the corners in, I'm starting to just dig and kind of make a difference there in the soap, okay? And so like this area needs a little bit of work, so I start digging there and just kind of dig away from the heart, okay? Until I have something that I like better. So just kind of carving it out. Here's another great example. So here's the sun. Actually, let me do the sun. So this is the sun I've been working on. So I just carved a circle and I did some rays with the lines. And so slowly but surely, this middle is getting higher and these ends are getting lower, and that's what you want to do. So you want to take that and you just want to start carving out. You can see that now I'm going to just keep carving down on the corner there and get it lower and lower and lower, and then go back when it looks kind of flat and redo my line, you know, and just keep carving, and then kind of make a pattern if I want. Some can be low, some can be high, but this is a great example of just enjoying how the carving works. So that's kind of a neat, you know, carve. When you're working your carving out, you're going to end up with a bar of soap. All of these are still a bar of soap, and you start step 3 from the top and in the corners, and you just kind of carve it out. You just kind of carve the negative space away, and that's just like erosion. That's what erosion does, is it just slowly works from the edges of, you know, the land and pulls away at it. The wind and the water just pulls away at it. What you don't want to do is you don't want to take this whole bar and say, I want a circle shape with rays, and start hacking at it, because the soap will break. You want to go smoothly and slowly and take your time with it and really carve out and decide, you know, okay, I'm going to do a real big crevice there, and this one's going to be higher. So the next one I'm going to do is going to stay high, and then I'm going to go real deep again. And you can start seeing now there's some dynamic there in the different layers. And then you skip over that one, and maybe you're going to go real deep, real deep with that one. That's kind of fun. I mean, just don't worry too much if it doesn't end up exactly what's in your mind. Just kind of work with the medium and have fun with it. But the last thing you want to do, because you'll be sorry, is to pulverize it. If you just pulverize it and you just try to formulate it with your hands like clay, it won't work. You have to carve it out. So I'm really hoping to see a lot of bars of soap that have designs in them. So again, here's one where you just carve around the fish. Here's another one that was just a heart. You just kind of keep carving around on the outsides. Here's the sun.